Hi Naya.
Hi, Elian.
Hey,
How are you?
wait, I'm trying to get your presentation.
Okay, cool. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Maddie.
Glad to be here. One sec. Let me.
Unmute myself. Maddie, Elian is going to put the PPT up. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We'll get started soon. Elian is just putting up our presentation.
We're so excited to see everybody.
Hi. Okay. Make it so I can see everybody. Oh, there we go. Cool.
It's not working on my side. I don't know why.
Say that again, Elian.
I say it's not working. I'm having a hard time to
With the
share
with the
your
slides.
presentation.
Oh.
Maybe try downloading it.
I did. I downloaded it from the Google Doc, but um,
Uh-huh.
wait.
I can do it. Let me see.
Okay. Thank you, our tech women in tech.
Definitely not. Like this is as far as it goes.
You got it?
Mm, hmm. I don't know. Can you guys see anything? Okay. Do you guys see it?
No, yes. I'm seeing it. I don't know if everybody else is.
Okay, great. You
Yes,
guys.
I see the screen.
Okay. Let me just do that.
Sec.
I could also do this.
All right. I think a lot of us are here, so I'll just kind of jump in and get us started since it is almost 5 past. Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I've seen all of you, and I'm sure that the last time I saw you compared to now, lots of different things have happened. Some of you have gone to country. You probably started teaching and all of that. So it's great to see you guys again. And we wanted to get the mentees together to talk about teaching and just your experience as ETAs at large. And we're emphasizing not just teaching, but adaptability and intercultural competence. So we're hoping that this is going to be less about pedagogy and more just about what it takes to adapt to the environments that you're all in. I understand that we are in very different contexts, so we don't want to give anything prescriptive, but have a discussion. Next slide.
All right, can everyone hear me? Yes? No,
Yes.
I can't see.
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. Hi. I'm Ramada. So yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and start with an icebreaker. If whoever's looking at the screen can call on people. So we're gonna do rosebud thorn. So your rose is something positive that's happened so far in your ETA experience. I know some people just got here, but yeah, doesn't have to be anything crazy. Your thorn is something that's like been a challenge, something a little bit more difficult. And then bud is like something that you look forward to or something that you're seeing like potential in. So whoever would like to
Uh,
start.
can you guys hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry guys, Romana, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and just say some words of welcome.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone, and well, welcome. It's a great honor and pleasure to officially open this year's ETA workshop. So on behalf of, the Fulbright program in Sub-Saharan Africa, I warmly welcome each of you and thank you for taking the time to, take part in this important event. So the workshop is more than just a date on a calendar. It's really, like Naya said, a shared space for learning, reflection, and collaboration and growth. So your presence here today really shows, how can I say this, a collective commitment, to education, cultural exchange, and mutual understanding, which are very core values of the Fulbright mission. Um, so this ETA workshop that we try to put together with, your mentors is something we want to be a key component of the Fulbright English teaching assistant program, And we wanted to offer you a very important platform so that you guys can develop effective teaching strategies, share your best practices, and also talk about the challenges that you face in diverse classroom and community environments. So, like Naya say, once again, beyond the teaching methods, the workshop tries to highlight cultural engagement, adaptability, and professional growth, and skills that are vital not only during the Fulbright year, but also throughout your career. So, in the context of Sub-Saharan Africa, the ETA role holds a very particular importance. So, you guys play a meaningful role in English language education while also acting as cultural ambassadors, creating like bridges and of understanding, between the communities in which you live, between you and your institutions, and also on the macro level between you and the countries in which you reside. So we really want this workshop to help ensure that you guys are well prepared, well supported, and confident in your role, and that you guys will be able to act with sensitivity, respect, and a lot of impact. So I would like now, before I let you, Ramata, keep going, I would like to really recognize our ETA mentors, which are here today, Naya, Madeline, Ramata, and Nicole. So our mentors are very experienced educators, former ETAs, and dedicated professionals who bring not only expertise but also firsthand understanding of the realities, the challenges, and the rewards of the ETA experience. So, as you already know, they serve as guides, advisors, and trusted resources in supporting ETAs, both professionally and personally, through their journey. So their willingness to share knowledge of a mentorship and invest time in supporting others really shows leadership through service. And we deeply appreciate their commitment and the vital role they play in getting this program stronger and keeping it going. So please join me in really recognizing and appreciating our ETA mentors for their dedication and invaluable contribution. So thank you, ladies, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alyun. That was very kind. Thank you. Yeah, we are also gonna like introduce ourselves in a bit. But yeah, we also want you guys to like introduce yourselves. And so in doing this icebreaker, you could just like say your name, where you are, and then your rosebud thorn. So whoever would like to start, feel free.
If it's easier, I can also mention people in the order in which they are in the participant list.
Okay,
What would
that
you guys
works.
prefer? Okay. Sorry, first victim is me and Emernada. Please correct.
Hi. I muted us. Hi.
No.
No,
Sorry.
no. All three of us are here. We're the Kenya ETAs and Melindy, so we can just go. It's Layla, Aminata, and Nikki.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know if you want to go first.
Oh, okay, I can go first. Maybe
Nikki?
should I turn
Okay, yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna-
turn yours on.
I'll turn my camera on.
Mhm.
Just so you can see my face. Hello. Hi,
Hi.
I'm Nikki. Yeah, so we're in Kenya, we're in Malindi, we're on the coast, close to Tanzania. So it's what is it? Thorn, rose.
Rosebud and Thorn.
We're close to Tanzania. Rose, thorn, bud.
Rose, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Okay. My rose would be I really love my school. I teach at Umakora Secondary School. I teach 10th grade PE and English, and it's been such a fun experience. I love the girls, they're very sweet. Can you hear me? Is my Wi-Fi?
Yes, it's good. It's good.
Cool.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really do enjoy it. The teachers are all very nice. It definitely helps that a lot of them are like around our ages from like 22 to 25. So like it's nice because our conversations are really fluid and we have plans to hang out outside the classroom, which is great. My thorn, I would say the biggest thing would be I think just adjusting to some of the cultural communication differences. I would say that I think that there are a lot of unsaid things about Kenyan just like conversations. Like I'll give an example. We have a security at our door, and when someone asks for tea, and Nia mentioned this to us, or tea or soda or something like that, you're just supposed to give them money. And one day, one of the people watching our guards wanted a soda, and then we got him soda. And he looked at us like we were idiots. And because we took him very literally in that sense of like, oh, he wants a soda, when in actuality he wanted like just an appreciation. And so like that's just one of many examples of just not necessarily understanding the community. Like when someone says something, they're actually saying this and just getting those cues. And then it's what grow potential.
What you're looking forward to.
What I'm looking forward to. Okay, what I'm looking forward to is honestly like creating something with it. Like there's a library in my school, and I hope to try to get more books that are not necessarily
Ooh.
just academic books. Me and Aminata are in the same school like cluster. Aminata teaches the boys and I teach the girls, and so we were talking about doing like a movie night where we play movies that would help with cultural immersion for America or maybe even Kenya, and helping in like it's a boarding school, so they're there all the time, and so maybe doing
Cool.
something in the evening. So yeah, I'm excited, just for the opportunity to get to do all those things. Yeah, sorry that that was long.
No, that was great. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, I think we
Hi.
maybe. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Good.
Okay. So I'm Layla, and I am at Towheed Secondary School. And a rose for me, I've really enjoyed teaching so far. I got at first I was just gonna be with girls, but now I'm also teaching boys, and I'm teaching grade 10 and also Form 4. So it's been cool to teach different age levels, and practicing with different activities. And I feel like I've improved in like a week, so that's been
Cool.
fun. And then I guess a thorn has just been adjusting to the education system and like what students are learning. Just because like it's heavily grammar based, so I'm just learning the best like teaching methods so that students understand, along with them understanding my accent as well, and trying to navigate just like um them not understanding some things and speaking slowly and having some students translate. And then what I'm looking forward to, so at my school, I just got added as a teacher for a community service learning course. So I'm really excited to work on that because it's all about giving back to communities and ensuring that underserved groups have the resources that they need. So I'm excited to teach that as well, starting next week. So yeah.
That's great.
Okay, I can just go next because I'm right here. My name is Aminata. I'm at Umul with Nikki, but I'm at the boy side. It's been really great so far. We've been there for 2 weeks, but this week was my first week of learning. I was really nervous about actually like doing the learning or being at an all boys school, but it's been really great so far. The staff are amazing and the kids are all super sweet and nice and welcoming. And I've just had a lot of fun like getting to learn the students more. A challenge, I think like both like you guys both shared, it's probably like adjusting to being in such a small town where like everyone knows everybody and
Mm.
you might not have access to some things as easily, or yeah, that's or like just the cultural challenges of like understanding each other. I think we all relate to that. And something that I'm looking forward to, like Nikki said, is probably having some programming with the students and getting to know them more, like the school as a whole, like getting to know the students as individuals, because I think we kind of came and just started straight into teaching, but it would have been nice if we could do like some, well, like all about me or something like
Yeah.
that. So maybe we could do that as extracurriculars and I learn them more as the year passes. But yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
That's great. Thank you
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maddie, who's up next?
Our next person who's voluntold is Layla.
Layla already went in the group of three.
Oh, Layla's part of the other group. Okay. Sorry, Austin. You're next on our volunteer list.
Okay, I'm in Madagascar, in Mazanga. For my rows, I think, I have some classes that are not with another teacher, just at the American corner here. So I was a little bit worried about that going in, but they've been going really well actually. So it's been great.
Nice.
Challenge. Short term, there's like a cyclone or a hurricane here right now, and I'm a little concussed. Long
Whoa.
term, just a lot of, well, the high school I'm in has a lot of students that they want me to address. So that's been a little challenging trying to make it so I can see all the students they want me to, while still like spending enough time with each class. And Bud, uh, I've been working on creating a like touch football and ultimate frisbee club here, and it seems like there's a good amount of interest so far. So I'm excited to see if that can get off the ground.
Nice. Are you seeing somebody about your concussion or
No, just rest. It's not very bad. It's pretty
okay?
light though. Yeah.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next is Genevieve.
Hi everyone, good day. I'm actually still in New York,
Mm.
in the United States. I haven't left yet. But my rules would be is that I do have my flight, so I'm leaving soon. My challenge would be is that I'm leaving in 2 weeks, so I need to get myself together. And potential is starting my grant in Lusaka, Zambia. So the capital in Zambia. I'll be at a college, which is quite fitting because I've done a lot of work at universities, and so I'm really excited.
Amazing. Thank you.
And then after Genevieve is Hallie.
Hello. I'm a real person. Hi, hello. My name is Hallie. I use she, her pronouns. I am a ETA in Botswana. I've made it to Saraway. I've been here for a few days. And my rose is that I'm getting my apartment together. We got all the big furniture today. And then tomorrow we're going to go out to Palapa to get some of those more smaller things. Um, my bud is getting to interact with the students at the school more. And my thorn is really just like cultural things and figuring out integrating into the community and feeling comfortable going outside by myself and kind of all that sort of stuff.
Nice. Thank you. Nice meeting you.
And then Aliza.
Hi everyone. My name is Eliza. I am in Benin. I'm in Cotonou. I've been here for almost 5 months now. My rose would probably be that I was able to get an English club up and running at my school. It's been going pretty well. We've been pretty consistent for like 2, 3 months now, so that's been going nicely. A challenge, I would say I'm still having a little bit of like idleness with some of my teachers. Like I have some who like always give me stuff to do or like super communicative, and then others like I really have to run after them to be able to do some work. But still working on that, and I will continue to push. And then a bud, I'd say I just had a really good conversation with my 11th grade teacher about getting the students to have more speaking exercises and how we can get them to start talking in class and stuff. And I think we have some really good concrete plans. And I'm excited to get those like exercises up and running.
Good. Thank you, Lisa.
Juliet, you're next.
Hi everyone. My name is Juliette. I'm an ETA in Ziguinchor, Senegal. And I actually just played Rosebud Thorn with my students for the first time last week, so I should be more prepared for mine. But my rose, I think at the moment is I recently realized I've been spending so much less time on classroom management than I used to have to in the fall. Like almost actually 0% of my time now is spent on asking people to please, please, please be quiet. And it just kind of snuck up on me, but yeah, I'm really excited by how much more time is now able to be awarded to actual teaching. And I do feel like there's a lot more productive learning that's happening in my classes, because I teach at the cultural center here. So yeah, I'm really excited by that, because it was kind of like slow going in that regard in the fall. And then a challenge, I mean, I kind of think this will be my challenge until the beginning, or until the end, but I do think it's been really difficult to have friendships with men here in like healthy and safe ways. And so I just feel like every week there's a new situation where I think like, okay, great, this is a new potential friend. And it's not just because it is really hard to find women and girls in Senegal who are available. And we were warned about this, like Ramada, I remember you telling us this during our orientation, but it's really, really so true. There is a lack of free time and availability. So that has been, yeah, that's been hard to navigate. And then my bud or my potential is I just recently started getting involved with the English club at one of the high schools here, and it's been really, really fun. And I'm really excited to do more with them. They're working on an English journal, so we just did a lesson together on how to write an article, and they will be sending me their articles for editing. So I'm excited for the future
Cool.
projects.
Exciting. Thank you,
Thank you.
Julia. Good to see you.
You too.
Next is Dan.
Hi, everyone. I'm here in Kenya. I'd say my rose is the faculty is really amazing, really like-minded young teachers. We get along really well. Challenges would be, I'd say juggling sort of the curriculum or textbook material with some exercises that I think might be critical or beneficial, considering the students' needs. And then the access partner that I work with is really motivated. We have a project tomorrow morning, a beach cleanup. So I'm really enthusiastic and hopeful about the access partner.
That's exciting.
That's awesome. Next is Celine and Sasha.
Hi.
Y'all are matching. I didn't
Hi, my name's Sasha. I'm an ETA in Dakar, Senegal, and this is Celine. She's also in Senegal, but in Thiès. We're currently in Thiès. They're only like an hour apart. I can start. I would say my rose has been living in Dakar. It's an amazing city. I can't wait for all of you guys to come for the seminar. There's so much, it just has so much to offer, and it's surrounded by water on three sides, which makes me so happy every day. My thorn would have to be that I kind of had emergency surgery in November, and that meant I had to take a couple weeks off, and that was just unideal. I'm fine, everything is good. And then my bud would be I just kickstarted 3 new programs at the American Center that I work at, and they're all within like their first week, and they're all going really well, and I'm just excited to keep continuing them and have some consistency, and yeah.
Okay. I can go next. Sorry, I forgot. My rose is, I think, just meeting a bunch of people and like sharing meals. It's been really fun to like make friends, and especially with some of our or some of my adult students, like creating friendships with them is really fun. And my thorn has been the heat. Adjusting to the heat in chess has been yeah, a bit challenging, but it got cool for a little bit, and that was such a relief and nice. And my bud is just had a great conversation with the coordinator at American Space yesterday, and I'm excited to maybe start playing frisbee with some of my kids' club students and doing some games outside with them. So I'm excited about that.
Thanks, guys.
Next is Elena.
Hi everyone. I'm an ETA in Madagascar. I'm in a town called Ansirabe, which is about 6 hours away from the capital. Really, it should be like 2, but the roads are really bad.
Wow.
And yeah, I've been here for 2 months now, in Ansirabe. And I would say my rose is I don't know. I feel like things in general are going really great, but specifically my English club at the public high school that I teach at has been really fun and rewarding, especially because I guess the other side of that is my thorn in that the classes there are like 60 to 70 kids, and you just have a blackboard, and a lot of kids really do not want to be in English class. And so you have maybe 10 that are answering questions and like engaged, and then the rest you cannot get anything out of them. So, but the students that I do have in my English club are really fun to work with, and they just enjoy being there so much. And then my bud would be, I'm going to be starting a science nature club at another place, another like learning center that I work at, after their like kind of spring break, I guess, that they have right now. And then I also signed myself up to do a ballroom dance competition in Madagascar. I don't ballroom dance. This is very new, but I needed an extracurricular activity. So I'll be drawing, I guess, international attention to the dance club that I'm part of here. Yeah.
Good. Fun.
That sounds fun. Our next person is Zane. Zane AB.
Zainab.
Zainab, sorry.
Zainab,
I'm sorry. Zainab, sorry about that.
All good. I'm in TS Senegal with Celine, and I feel like I had all the exact same answers she did, but my Rose has been getting to know my students. I really enjoy having discussions with them, and especially since we teach adult learners, that's been really nice. One of the challenges, of course, is always the heat, but we're managing. And for my potential, it is the discussion we had with our center director yesterday. And we also were able to have a good discussion with our class about how we could improve for our next session. So I'm looking forward to implementing that and having better classes for our students.
Thanks, Zainab.
Thank you. And then Sasha.
She just went with Celine.
Oh, Sasha and Celine were together. Sorry about that.
There's
Raul,
another
There's a
Sasha,
second
though.
Oh, there's
Sasha.
another Sasha. Sorry.
okay. I was like,
Sasha
hard to
with
tell.
the C.
Sasha with the C, yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Sasha and I'm an ETA in Uganda and I'm coming up on month 5 actually. I think my success so far is I absolutely love my secondary project. I'm working with a nonprofit that does vocational and mental health training for Ugandan youth that, are marginalized, so living with HIV and AIDS. They don't have any family, any community, maybe living in the informal settlements. And that's just been really, really rewarding. I've really, really loved that work so much. For potential for my bud, I have not taught in person in so long because of like winter break and then the Ugandan elections. But today I finally got word from my supervisor at the institution that I teach at that we're going back in person February 10th. So I cannot wait to stop teaching online. And challenge, I've also had a little bit of a hard time getting in contact with my supervisor. I think they're very laid back and having a hard time coming out of the holiday spirit and into elections, but I'm working through it. And then also we had to put my dog down this week at home. So I'm like really, really homesick right now. Like I have not missed home since arriving. And this is like the first time where I'm like, dang, I wish I was home. But he lived a long 14 years, but it still sucks. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Sorry to hear that. Well, next is Rauf.
Hello, everyone. Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We got you.
Okay, all right. I'll start with something that I'm looking forward with will be there's so much break coming up for my school, and they have this semaine cultural week coming up that I'm really excited to be part of. And I get to play soccer against my students. So I have few people that I want to follow. Um, and then maybe there will be like some dances and like food stuff. So that is something that I'm looking forward to participating in, share with my students at school. Um, but the challenge will be the English club that I wanted to start. There are many hurdles in this public school system where I teach at that I need to go over, and also how to coordinate my 12th graders to visit the American corner at the embassy. So those are things that I am having a little bit of difficulty figuring out, but hopefully I'll get that sorted. Success would be me just having being able to do the lessons by myself now and teaching the student the American way and also incorporating like the Beninese way. So um, it's been a very fun things to being able to do. So I'm glad that I get to that part. But yeah, I am an ETA in Benin, based in Cotonou. Sorry for that part. I should have started with that.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you. Next, Adam.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam. I'm located in Shakawe, Botswana. I'd say one success. So this is actually my first week and just arrived to the village a few days ago. But the first day of school went really well and had the chance to get to know quite a few of the teachers that I'll be working with. One challenge I would say is my housing just not being in the condition I thought it was in, and kind of all the work that needs to go into it before I'm able to move in. And as far as things I'm looking forward to, I would say extracurricular clubs. And so I'm working at a boarding school. And the ETA before me had really good success with clubs and hoping to continue with that.
Good. Thank you, Adam.
Next, Morgan.
Oh wow, that's bright. Okay. I'm Morgan. I'm in Madagascar. I hit my 3-month mark, I think this past weekend. Something that's going well, my 2 main placements. I absolutely love my students. I having such a blast teaching them. I especially have one English club at a high school that is super high achieving, and we have a lot of really cool projects on the horizon. So working with them has been a blast. A challenge. So I'm in Madagascar in the capital, Antananarivo. It is a very big city, very hard to get around, and that it has been a little bit isolating. But we are putting ourselves out there, persevering. And then Bud, I just started working at the American Corner 2 weeks ago, after the holiday. So adding in projects and placements there. They have a program with younger students, which is something I was really missing from working at home. So that is something I'm excited to continue doing.
Nice.
Sounds great. And then our last but not least is Eliza.
I went already, but I got like kicked out because of my connection.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
like
then I
just
guess
joined
our
back.
last is Morgan.
I know. I think
Sorry about that.
did Layla go?
Lena?
Did Layla just, oh, Layla, did you go?
Let's go with Nikki and Aminata because they're all together in Malindi.
Yeah, they're the big group.
Okay.
Did anyone not go? Great.
That's, yeah.
We can do
Perfect.
we can do ours in our introduction, but we can go with this meeting agenda.
Yes. So basically, the roadmap for today is to introduce ourselves, share our, experience as well, because aside from being your mentors, we are also active ETAs. Then we want to jump into some teaching strategies, and specifically looking at classroom management and teaching for advanced learners. I know a number of us um, aren't just in the uh, education classroom space, as in like a formal school. We teach outside of that, so that's for y'all. And then I wanted to talk about secondary projects, um, and just kind of give you guys some things to think about in starting those, and then we will wrap up. So basically, I would hope that this is a space where, we're learning from each other and not judging each other. So that's our first rule of engagement, is creating that safe space. I would really, really appreciate if we could be present, especially during the breakouts, so that we can get that FaceTime and get to know each other. And lastly, this is not meant to be me or Ramada and Maddie chat at you the whole time. I would like for it to be very participatory and a lot of peer learning. Does anyone have any other ideas for rules of engagement, or are we good to go?
I think it's good.
Okay, next slide.
So I guess I'll start. My name is Maddie. I'm the mentor for Mauritius, Botswana, and Zambia. So the ETAs I have met so far are Adam and Hallie, and I'm looking forward to getting to know Genevieve as well as Mia, who is not on the call right now. When I go to Zambia, Lusaka, in the middle of February. I'm currently based in Mauritius, which is a small island off the coast of Madagascar, off the coast being about a 2-hour flight. And I love it here. I think it's so much fun to interact with the students and to be part of the culture. And it's a unique place because the population is largely ethnically Indian. So roughly 60 to 70% of the population is Indian in origin, which is pretty cool and makes a very diverse little island. And it's about the size of Delaware, so not very far to get across.
What's your rosebud thorn?
Oh my goodness, I forgot my rosebud thorn. Thank you for the reminder, Ramada. My rose is that orientation in Botswana went really well. The embassy was great, got everybody to their sites. My bud is that I'm looking forward to the orientation in Lusaka and meeting up with the embassy here in Mauritius. And my thorn, I guess, is not being in the in between, not having everything settled yet. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to be teaching this year. Hopefully that's decided on Tuesday. And then, getting everything unpacked and gearing up for a great year.
Nice. I'll go next. So my name is Ramada. I'm the ETA mentor for Senegal and Benin, and I'm based in Saint Louis, Senegal, which was the previous capital of Western Africa. So Saint Louis is really cool. It has a lot of it looks like New Orleans kind of, very French colonial, I guess, architecture. But so my rose, I guess, I have a bouquet of roses. I love it here. I love Senegal. I love Saint Louis. But I would say a big one that's been more personal is that I work a lot with this nonprofit of my friend and or my friend's nonprofit. And we just opened up our center because previously we were actually going to the kids. So we opened up a center and we've been having 100 kids come every day. And we've been able to teach them, give classes in healthcare and teach them life skills, or I guess transferable skills is the word, how to cut hair. And we want to do more things like that. It's just a very important and special thing that's really made my experience outside of the work I do at the American Corner. I would say a challenge similar to Sasha is that I've been online and I'm just like ready to not be online. It's cool, but like I miss like actually being in a classroom at the corner, but like it's having renovations. So hopefully that is finished soon. And also another challenge is just like I just feel like there's not enough time in the day and I have so much going on all the time. And then something that's like budding. Um, I feel like I've been meeting so many people, and in a way, I've become like a proxy kind of guide for a lot of people like in transit, like English speakers. And I've just been like meeting so many people, and that's just, I mean, I don't know if that's like a bud, but I don't know. It's just something I wasn't really expecting. And I feel like it just speaks to like how much I've learned in passing through this experience. So, yeah, that's me. Nia.
Hi everyone. Nia Hinkson is my name. I am currently an ETA in Uganda at the American Center in the capital city, Kampala. And I'm a mentor for the ETAs in Uganda, Kenya, and Mozambique. Emma and Lucas, who aren't here today. No, they're not here today, but they are starting in just a few short weeks. I'll start with a thorn because then it will lead into my rose. My thorn has been specifically at the American Center, a lot of confusing messaging from the embassy about what kind of programming we can do. Last year, we, were able to kind of plan and organize very freely, and now it feels a little bit more micromanagey. However, this week I was able to pitch an event to our education and cultural attaché and get it through. So that was a big win, and the event was yesterday. It went really well. And so I'm just looking forward to going into my bud, doing more of that, pitching ideas and trying to overcome the hurdle of the changes going on in programming. So that's me. And Nicole, unfortunately, was not able to be here with us today. She had an event at her American space in Rwanda. But very briefly, she is the mentor for Rwanda, Cameroon, and someone help me.
Madagascar.
And Madagascar.
Yay, Nicole.
Yes. So she's a very busy lady. We love her so much. And I'll let her introduce herself at a later date in a better way.
Good. All righty. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to be talking about classroom management today. And I've already, in our Rosebud and Thorn, we've already mentioned a little bit of this topic. But classroom management as an ETA should technically be done by your co-teacher. That is one of the functions of a local teacher in the classroom. Try and utilize them as much as possible. Sometimes they aren't in the classroom, and we're here to give you tips. Also, feel free to message each other, reach out on the WhatsApp. We're all there for that specific reason. Talking about the WhatsApp, if you're not in the general ETA group, please add yourself because we would love to chat. So, first bullet, lean on your co-teacher. It's really their responsibility, and they should know their students best. However, that's not always the case because reality doesn't match the paper often. The second one is it's tried and true, which is building a relationship with your students. Getting to know them outside of classroom hours, spending an extra few minutes in the hall talking to them. getting to know them in the clubs you're in with them, or through projects, or finding out their interests and knowing their names. It builds credibility, respect, as well as an interest in what you have to say, because it's so much easier to be interested in somebody when you have a relationship with them. The next one is make learning fun. Include games and activities, maybe include prizes if you think your students would be interested. So tossing out candy, motivating hands to be up in the air, or potentially, winning bonus points or some fictional prize or something at the end of a competitive game tends to motivate attention. As well as, managing 40 some kids in a classroom is overwhelming and difficult, even for the most experienced of teachers. So break your classrooms into smaller groups. You can do group projects or activities where they work collaboratively on assignments, and it makes their behavior easier to manage. Another thing, when it comes to behavior, one of the things I like to do is if there is an action that you specifically have instructed not to do. So, for example, you've asked a student, "Hey, can you put that in the trash?" And instead they decide to play, trash get ball, and toss it into the trash. You can ask them to, "Okay, thank you so much for following the direction, but please, follow through the next time. So take it back out, and you're gonna go walk it to the trash can and put it in gently." So there's not a consequence of you're taking away a privilege, but instead, what you're doing is you're asking them to model the behavior they should have done the first time. It feels a little bit more natural, and this is something where you don't have to go into the punitive or non-punitive measures of behavior regulation in your school. And we have a breakout question for our future little groups, which I will leave for now. So Nia and Ramada can get onto their sections.
Got it. Okay, hi. Advanced learners. So especially like if you're in an American corner, you probably have like professionals, college students, or even if you're just like in a college setting, how to kind of like keep them engaged and interested, because honestly, they're here for usually like professional advancement. And so something that my students have been very responsive to is real world scenarios. And so a lot of our discussions and units are broken up into topics that interest them. For example, like in Senegal, environmental science is very important, as well as agriculture. So we talk about like agronomy and maybe what would your ideas be to develop the agricultural sector in Senegal? What would your opinion be on like something that we discussed was, is 21 years old too young to be president? And like, is it about experience or is it about education? Which one is more important? Like those kinds of things. They like more, I would say, like complex questions, debates. Accountability partners. This is also like especially great when you're in person, but creating a classroom setting where not only are you like teaching and you have a good relationship with the students, but encouraging them to work together and they like become friends and build their own relationships outside of the classroom is great. And it encourages them to like keep coming back because they know like, oh, I'm going to see my friend, or if so-and-so is absent, I'm like, can you text your friend and be like, where are they? So that's not like, as you can see in this photo, they like love each other. So that was really nice. And like, it was because from the beginning, we started with like an icebreaker. And so they all had to talk to each other and it was never awkward after that. And then something else I would say would be assessments. So like give tests, give quizzes, make them do like plays and act it out and like speeches and like use a lot of different mediums, but like make sure it's not just like call and response. Like make sure that you're able to see that you're able to kind of gauge where everybody's level is and you know which students are like kind of advancing and which aren't and why. Any questions or comments on that? Or if anybody has any other things they feel like has helped with their advanced learners? Okay, great.
I wanted to jump in, Ramada. I like what you had to say about like having accountability partners. That one is a kind of a struggle for me also at an American center. Because a lot of my students, you know, they have lives, they're fathers, mothers, they have jobs. So I really like that idea of having, you know, a little bit of a buddy system. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use that.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I really like the conversation class. I mean, when I'm teaching at the American Corner, like you said, they are like adults, they have jobs, they have like kids and all that. And some of the things that I love is when they get in the argument with each other.
Wait, Ralph, can't hear you that well.
I'm saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, I'm saying that like at the conversation class at the American Center where I teach at, some of the time the things that I love is when those people they get in an argument with each other about the topic. So I just sit back and then I just watch them go at each other and just defend like their opinion and their take. So it's really something that I enjoy each time. Like we're doing like a conversation or like a really live topic, and so that's just like I wanted to comment on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I did notice that, especially in Benin as well. They were very receptive to that. And they asked like very straightforward questions. And it was like my first day. And I was like they asked about like gun control in the US. And I was like, great question. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like they're professionals. So also make it something that like relates to what they are either learning. Like a lot of them are in college. So like what they are learning and build off of that. I just did a lesson and it was at the end of my career development unit. And so we like did Shark Tank simulation. And so like you have to come up with your own business. You have to really try to sell it to us. And then like the rest of the class are investors and they're like deciding whether or not they want to invest and what percent they would like to invest and if you would be okay with that or if you want to decrease or maybe you guys want to merge your companies. And it was really fun and creative. And it also taught me a lot about like the way Senegalese kind of view commerce and business. So yeah. Okay, great. I think this is Nia.
Sorry, I was talking with my mic muted.
Oh.
Projects. I just wanted to kind of start with kind of my own journey with secondary projects and give a perspective that might be helpful to some of you. I think in US culture, we are so used to, you know, researching an organization, finding a point of contact, cold emailing them, or, you know, getting all the information from their website and then going from there. But in a local context, especially here in Uganda, that does not fly. You could go onto a website and it hasn't been updated in 10 years. There might be, you know, wrong contact information on there. So a lot of what I want to drive home about secondary projects is that it's supposed to be a community, an engaging community endeavor. My secondary project work deals in the arts in Uganda, specifically with women. And I got my start with, well, there's a picture of her sister, Gloria, the girl in the corner with her mouth open and smiling. I was with her sister at a party and she was telling me we were talking about our experience in the art world. I previously was in arts administration. And just like some potential ideas. And that grew into me becoming a member of a local arts trust. And so the picture just to the left of that with an artist during their kind of open house days. And then finally getting on a team with Njabala Foundation as their development strategist. So what do we mean by secondary? We mean projects that bridge the gap between your specific interests, you as the ETA, the host institution and the wider community. So a lot of what I do in the art space is directly translatable to some of the stuff that I do at American Center, and I can invite those interested people to, you know, develop the engagement and have a wider audience. Alignment is key in thinking about secondary projects because it needs to meet a community need. If no one asks for this, then it's not necessarily the best idea. Um, and specifically for those working in American spaces, that would be American centers, American corners, American, I don't know, closets. Does this particular secondary project also align with embassy priorities? Excuse the typo there. So every president comes with different priorities. Currently, embassy priorities lie in the Freedom 250 and sports diplomacy, just to name a few things. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth. And then last but not least in the slightest is sustainable engagement. Does this project continue after you leave your country? If it does not, you are going to have to think about how to make it sustainable. How do you, you know, develop leadership so that it can continue after you're gone and have an impact after you're gone? And another thing to think about when you are doing that is this designed with community partners or for community partners? And that's a big question that was very integral to my time as a Peace Corps volunteer. I was also in Uganda as a Peace Corps volunteer, and anything that you're doing for the community rather than with the community is bound to not be as successful. So think about designing with people rather than for people. And some other questions that I would love for you guys to ask yourself when you're getting involved in these secondary projects. Does this excite you? Rarely are we going to be able to sustain stuff that we are not passionate about. So I want this not only just to excite you, but to kind of add some value to your, you know, professional and personal profile. Something that you can build on, if not in that project, build on in a different project after you're gone. Again, did a local partner ask for this? Just because there are no chocolate bars in Village X doesn't mean that people wanted the chocolate bars in Village X, if that makes sense. So please be mindful of that. And again, what happens when I leave? Really sitting down to think about, you know, the idea might be exciting and someone might have asked for it, but what happens when you are physically not there? And finally, I think this speaks to the heart of the Fulbright program, is that does this project promote some type of mutual understanding between Americans and the people who you are working with in the country? So that's what I have to say about secondary projects. If anyone has questions or would like to share a bit about their experience or challenges, rewards with secondary projects, please do.
One thing that is really exciting that happened today. So the ETA before me in the one of my placement spots, he started an American theater club. And right before this call, I had the opportunity to see their performance. So they were able to continue even after he was gone. And yeah, so I was like, oh my God, no way. Very sustainable.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Anyone else?
Oh, something I want to add, okay. With secondary projects is like wherever you are, Peace Corps is like a really great kind of, what do you call it? Cooperation, whatever you want to call it, with Fulbright. Like the Peace Corps volunteers, they get grant writing and they're like there for 2 years, and they also like learn the native languages. And so like so many of my Peace Corps friends have introduced me to other like nonprofits that have been started by Peace Corps volunteers from like years ago or even recently. And so like getting in contact with the Peace Corps volunteers in your area is also a really great way to find a secondary project. Yeah.
I will attest to that. When I first got to Kampala, having a secondary project was a main priority for me. And of course, Nia, best mentor ever, immediately was like, okay, let's get on it. Connected me to the country director of the Peace Corps in Uganda, who then invited me to an event where I met the executive director of the nonprofit that I'm currently working with now. So Peace Corps, and then also leaning on your mentor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I don't know who that is. We can start with our breakout groups now. Hold on. Let's see. I obviously.
I mean, we could also cancel the breakout groups and kind of
Okay.
it's a bigger group. Sorry,
I'm like,
all that text.
I'm stuck. Like after
Sorry,
sharing the
guys, I've never
screen,
used that option, so I'm just
I
I don't
know
know where to
that
find it. I don't know if anybody else knows how to do it, but
I definitely
is it maybe we have a Zoom plan that doesn't allow it because I didn't see it on the settings.
okay.
I also went on the website, I didn't see it on the settings, so
Okay, yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
I don't really know.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. Like we'll make it work. Okay, so we'll just do our questions as a group. Cool. So first question. Describe your absolute best day teaching at your placement.
You guys must have had
Literal
so many
or
great days.
hypothetical?
I mean, if you want to do hypothetical.
Okay, no, but you want to know a past.
No, I mean like if you could imagine your best day, but also if you want to do like a day in the life, it's up to you.
Yes, Nikki and Aminata, I saw your hand was raised.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll just go first because I've only been here for like 2 weeks and my best day was yesterday. So I had a class in the morning with the boys and I was teaching about grammar and they're just they participate a lot and we spoke to some Form 4 boys as well, just introduced ourselves. And then we spoke with the boys' English teacher for like an hour. I'm on the boy side and Nikki's on the girl side, but we do tend to stay at the girl side a lot because they're just really sweet and we get up and the staff like work at both sides. So I end up staying at the girls' side most of the time. But yesterday I stayed at the boys for a lot. And it was just nice talking with people that I hadn't spoken with before. Then we went to the girls and we had a lesson with them as well. The same lesson that I had earlier with the boys. And we had lunch. We had githeri with chapati. It was my first time having it. It was really good. And one of the students gave us like some fried potatoes. She said, "Oh, you have to try this Kenyan snack," and it was so good. And we spoke with the principal of the boys' school. And yeah, it was just a great day yapping with different people. And I had two great lessons. So yeah, that was my best day so far.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
You wanna go?
And am I able to go as well? This is Layla.
Layla's here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so my best day was a day this week. I had worked with the Form 4 girls, which are they're seniors. And it was our first class. So I did icebreakers and they were all really engaged, which was refreshing that everyone was open to participate. And then for our activity, we did like goals. So I had them all share out like their goals for this year and what they wanted to accomplish. So I feel like it was just really motivating for the students to hear each other's aspirations for the year. And yeah, then they were just asking questions about me and I was asking questions about them. So I feel like we connected on the first day. So that was really nice.
That is nice. Yeah. The goal idea is smart. Maybe like one or two more people.
Raouf, I'm picking on you.
Hi.
Hi.
My best day I will say was back on Halloween. They weren't expecting me to bring candy, so as soon as I pull out the candy, they went nuts. The whole classroom was just like, so much noise that the other classroom has to step out to see what's going on in our class and caused like a little bit of commotion. And even the director came to see if everything was all right. So we were like, yeah, it's just candy. So it was something that they were not used to, and it was a lot of fun. So
That's nice.
I can share also. I think one of my best days was this was in the fall, so I definitely think this was earlier on when it was a lot more challenging to find my groove. But my students are intermediate and advanced, and they are so fascinated and interested and excited about idioms, which is what I didn't expect that going in, but they love idioms. Like I really think if we did idiom lessons 5 days of the week, they would be content and really happy with that. But we did a lesson, like one of the first lessons we did on idioms. Um, we then followed it up with little skits. So they were in 3 to 4 person skits, and then they had, like 15 to 20 minutes to prepare a skit with their groups. And then we happened to be in a room that day in the cultural center that actually had a stage. So it worked out really, really well. And then each group put on a performance using at least one of the idioms that we had learned that day. I think there were maybe 4 or 5 options. So they had to use it in context. And I really didn't expect them to be as into it as they were. Like some of them pulled out props. They went outside to get props and came back, and watching them encourage each other, like, the audience was, yeah, they were just like on fire. They were roaring. They were so excited, like screaming, yelling, cheering for each other's group. So it was really, yeah, it was really satisfying, and it helped me a lot to see what kinds of things are motivating to them.
That's good. Thank you, Juliet. All right, hey. Next question. If you could have applied to another Fulbright country, which would it be and why? Maybe we can hear from some new voices.
I'm going to randomly choose if you guys are not going to volunteer. So our first victim is Elena.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that? I'm in a public space since I was talking to someone.
No, you're good. If you had to pick another country, what would it be?
Okay. Probably Senegal, honestly. I don't know though. There's so many options, but I'm really excited to travel to Senegal for the conference. I've always wanted to go there. I almost studied abroad there and almost
Ooh.
applied there. But yeah, so probably Senegal.
Awesome. Our next person, Genevieve.
Oh, okay.
Oh, go Ralph. If you
If
I
you
was
want to
gonna
volunteer, go for it.
I was gonna say Senegal as well because Ramada has been rubbing that in my face for a while
guys,
now, how beautiful Senegal is. So I'm excited to come and check it out. But yeah, Senegal definitely.
Senegal.
I'm just gonna jump on the bandwagon and also say Senegal. I did go this past May, last May for my graduation celebration, and so I saw how amazing it
Ooh.
was. I was in my like last semester of grad school when I was considering applying, and I didn't want to have to spend time like getting my French up to par, and so that's why I ended up not applying.
Ooh.
All right. And then maybe breaking the Senegal chain. We don't know yet. Austin.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe Rwanda. It sounds like the people in our cohort who have been there have been having a good time. And the mountains look really beautiful.
Well,
Can
thank you
someone
all.
in Senegal say a country? One of our Senegal ETAs. It's funny because we're all in the same, most the four of us are in the same apartment right now. So Sasha or Celine.
Oh, Dan, are you volunteering?
I was just saying I'm not going anywhere. I'm choosing Kenya every time. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, we'll go.
You can go. You heard us giggling.
Yeah, I was like, dot.
Um, the reason we didn't come up and say is because we're unsure. Um, Rwanda is a great choice. I forget who said that. And I also think Mauritius would be beautiful. I love the water, so that would be also being on an island would be awesome.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Madagascar would be cool. Yeah, someplace maybe where I'd be in a school rather than an American center, maybe just to see the difference.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I love Senegal.
Yeah, thanks for all the Senegal hype.
Those are some great answers. I hope all of the people who have said Senegal who haven't been will really enjoy
I
our
know. We have to like
conference.
live up to the hype now.
Exactly. We now have expectations.
Yeah. Okay. The last question. How has your particular identity or background influenced your teaching and community relationships? I can start. So my parents are from Mali, which is very like similar to Senegal. We are like cousins basically. And that was like one of the motivating factors in choosing Senegal. And so it's been nice, like, I think understanding the motivations and like the cultural norms of Senegalese people, but also I think that um like who I am sometimes is kind of like a juxtaposition of like who I would be if I were here, but like I have the same name and I have the same phenotype. And so like how I look in my name versus like who I am and where I've been raised and like how that works here is um different, I guess I would say. And it's like I have to be like very, I think it's forced me to just be like very confident in who I am. Like I am westernized, but like, I love Africa and it just kind of that's just me. So yeah.
But like Ramata, how um did you feel at any moment that that could have been or that was an issue in your integration or in your
Mhm.
you with your colleague with the colleagues or with the students in the classroom, you know?
Um,
Even though on a personal level,
yeah.
you brought up the fact that, you are confident enough to face the challenge. But
Mhm.
how did the people outside of you, how did they see that? How did they felt it, you know?
I think it's I think the biggest difficulty is, I guess, in the confidence and building that confidence is like I like proving if I'm African enough or not. Because for a lot of people here, if you're not born in Africa and raised here, you're not African.
That's true.
Versus like being in the US, like I've always been the African girl. Like I've always been Malian, like, and
Hmm.
like our parents carried, those cultures, like those traditions to the US and are very like rooted in that and in those communities, and particularly where I'm from in Harlem. And so I think it's mainly just been kind of me like digging my feet in the ground and being like having those conversations and explaining to them like, no, the African diaspora is like very proud, and our parents don't just like leave our languages and our culture and our traditions like, at the airport. Like we are raised
Yeah.
with those same kind of like mindsets. And
Mhm.
um it's not like what you see on TV. It's so I think it's been that. I wouldn't, it's like with my students even, it's like who is really an African, and it's not like it's really, they don't really mean it to be offensive. It's just
Mhm.
like what they know. And it's just like a conversation to have. Yeah.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
So one of the things I've noticed about being in Mauritius is that your identity is very strongly labeled by religion, which is probably the case across the continent, but it's a theme here as well. And so being white and being American, I have the like I myself am Christian, but like that identity is basically ascribed to you because of race and religion are kind of intermixed, especially generationally. So older Mauritians will describe themselves as Hindu Mauritian, where regardless of whether or not they practice Hinduism, they are Indian Mauritian, but that's the language with which they use to describe themselves. So a lot of life is kind of religiously affiliated almost. Um, also, because Mauritius is such um, an educationally forward country. I'll say that way. Everything is very competitive. Um, I I noticed that my the other ETA, the other Fulbrighters who had gone to like brand name schools in the United States um, had like automatically a lot more respect by Mauritians versus if you went to a school that's lesser known and still could be a great university. You would not be seen in the same light because brand name means a lot here. So because I went to a small liberal arts school and I loved going to a small liberal arts school. I tell people I went to Denison University and they're like, what? Whereas another Fulbrighter went to MIT and they would say MIT and people, of course, were very deferent toward that. Um, so I think that's very, really interesting seeing it in a kind of multicultural context. Mauritius ascribes itself, this multicultural identity, which is true in some respects, but also, when you're in a group, you're kind of, expected to act a specific way um, to align yourself with, whoever people think your people are.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Also, I'm like the first American most people have met because there's only Europeans who come here.
Yeah.
I'll say, even though I spent most of my year growing up in the US, I've had like a really strong attachment to my background. And that was a big help coming to Benin, even though I already visited Benin before, but that was a big help. Like here, that has helped me. Like I am, I am Beninese before I'm American. Like what I mean by that is unless I speak, they think I'm a Beninese. Unless I open my mouth to say something, everybody just consider me as Beninese, and they will speak their language to me first before I'll be like, what do you mean? Or I don't speak that, or maybe before I translate or I speak like French because that's the first language, but they always speak like the local language to me first, and then before I'll be like, okay, but then like me being Togolese. My parents are Togolese, so we've been Togolese.
Ralph, you're dropping out a bit.
Yeah, it's my connection. Hello?
You're back.
Hello?
I can hear you
Hey,
now.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, you back. You back.
Okay. So like that really helped me just navigate like the cultural and the community wise. Like, I speak, the local language when I can or mostly when I can. And that has helped me tremendously wherever I go. And it helps me just fit in perfectly.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. If for those who maybe didn't hear him that well, Ralph is Togolese. And so he was just essentially like, and he speaks Fong or Ewe, I'm sorry, which is what they speak in like along the coast of like Togo and Benin. And so they assume he's Beninois, but he's Togolese and kind of trying to like not hold on to, but like represent that part of himself in a country that's like linguistically similar. One more person maybe, and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I guess for me, I guess being Chinese like on two ways. I think here in Matanga, there's a certain amount of animosity towards Chinese people, and also not as much as there is towards like the Karana, like the Indian Malagasy, but just in terms of like business relationships and stuff. But then also people here don't realize I'm Chinese, which makes it a weird situation. And also in conversations at the American corner, it's been kind of hard to explain to people that my experience, like people often ask me as my experience in the US as a white person. And like I don't necessarily have I like it's kind of hard to explain to them that it's not that like I don't necessarily have that experience in the US.
Interesting. So do they, okay, I don't really know how to like go about asking, but like, why do they think you're not Chinese?
I'm half Chinese, so maybe it's
Okay.
like I have like curly hair, so I think maybe that's what's throwing
Okay.
people off.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Also, there's like I think there's also kind of a weird. I don't know if Elena and Morgan have necessarily seen this, but I've definitely seen like kind of a weird attitude from some of the teachers at the school where it's like, oh, like Avaza has come to teach and like things like that, where it's like, oh, or like I don't know, kind of like elements that seem to be sort of left over from colonialism of this like um kind of I guess like white superiority thing where like
Yeah.
oh thank goodness the foreigners here like and that makes it like kind of awkward in that like I don't know in interacting with the classes when that is the framework. It's hard to explain. If
No, I get
I feel
you.
like
I
if you
get
were
you.
there, you would know. But
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar here. I mean, like there is privilege in being from the West, so just
yeah.
living in that it's weird. It's difficult sometimes, but yeah. Thank you guys. Anybody else?
Yeah, quick one. Outside the
Yes.
class, everyone at school knows I'm American, but outside the classroom, I talk to someone for 5 or 10 minutes and they say, "Oh, are you German?" Everyone thinks I'm German because there's a fair bit of German sort of expats here. So sort of funny, weird little blending in. I never thought I'd get German, so that happens almost
Yeah,
every day.
that's funny. Awesome.
I will say,
Oh,
is it okay to chip in a little?
Of course.
Okay.
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I will say as I haven't been in Stairway for a very long time. I've only been here for literally a few days, but I was going to a shop with a couple of the teachers, and before we got into the car to go there, they were like, "We're gonna get a lot of people greeting you because we're with a foreigner." Like just me being different changes the behavior of the locals. And I do kind of notice that I'll get more like stares and it's I don't think it's an animosity thing. Sometimes it feels that way, just because of the narrative that we're kind of taught in the US and how the US has treated African people, but I think it's more out of like a curiosity than anything else. But I kind of have noticed that like just me being a white person, um, let alone anything else, um, has influenced kind of the behavior of all the local people.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for sharing. And I know that everyone here has a specific experience, and I would encourage you all to just keep noticing, keep documenting, thinking about how these things influence your relationships in schools and in your community. It can be very great information for not just yourself in this group, but for Fulbrighters that are coming in the future. You'll all have an opportunity to update and talk about your experience through a few different channels. So just keep exploring that and
Right.
sharing
Right.
your groups.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nia.
So yeah, Nia, you can maybe
All
speak
right.
to.
So just to wrap up, I know that we kind of went through things pretty quickly, but there's always more resources out there. AmericanEnglish.state.gov is one of them. If you are really into talking about history and American history specifically in your classrooms, facinghistory.org has been a really great resource. If you're looking for English language games and tips and things like that, eslbrains.com is great, but this is obviously by no means exhaustive, and I know you guys are smart cookies and have done your own research, so please 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 share your own resources on our WhatsApp platform. This is not meant for just Alioun and mentors to just talk at you. Please do share if you want to create
Yeah.
group book clubs, whatever. It's really your platform to go with. I did want to make a note about embassy priorities and Fulbright. Change is inevitable, and some of you who have been here longer have seen more of the changes in your Fulbright program, and these changes are also simultaneously going on in the US and within your grant country. But some of the priorities that we see that are coming out of US embassies are Freedom 250, which is a celebration of America's 250th year of independence. sports diplomacy, AI, and business. So just know that if you are going to do events around those particular topics, the embassy is very keen and very interested in knowing about it. Please contact your mentor, or even you can just go straight to your public diplomacy contacts to let them know that you're doing that. We want a lot of visibility for the Fulbright program in general, but also the Fulbright Africa program. And so please do support. I know some of you are on the interwebs very heavily and chronically like I am. And please use any of these hashtags, either a hashtag Fulbright, hashtag Fulbright and your country name, or the embassy, the name of the embassy that you are under or commission in your posts so that people can see it, people can engage with it. I know Fulbright is a program that has been around a really long time, but that by no means means that it will be here forever. And I think that it's all a part of our responsibility to continue this Fulbright experience. So please do not take it for granted, and share the great work that you're doing. If you do not know your public diplomacy contacts, please get on your embassy website and really just reach out to them. Just let them know that you're there. Sometimes they're really busy with, devastating floods in Mozambique or elections in Uganda. So their dockets are a bit full, but they're always there and really interested in seeing, the returns on these programs. Fulbrighters are, like Aliun said, cultural ambassadors. They do a lot more work than sometimes, well, at least FaceTime wise, they get a lot more out in communities than actual ambassadors do. So that is my spiel. And I just hope that you guys have a great rest of your experience. Please continue to reach out. I can't wait to see you in Senegal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, also for the Senegal thing, be on the lookout for, like, during the seminar, you guys will have the opportunity to present. So like if you're a teacher, you can present on like a lesson that you've had, or just like skills, things that you want to let us know about. We'll be more specific when we send that out, but be on the lookout if you want to sign up for anything. Follow the Fulbright ETA Africa account, and if you want to do a day in the life, let us know on the story. You'll see it on the account, like the past ETAs have done it, but we really want to be active on there. If you want to send, like, you can also send things to your mentor, to send to the embassy, to send to the State Department. Like, you can send things to the actual US Fulbright program Instagram. Like, please document and like let people know what you're doing. Like, we really care and we really want to see it. And then there's another recent nonprofit that reached out, and it's called Darien Book Aid. And I'll like share it in the group chat, but they donate free books to yes, they donate free books from the US to like Fulbrighters, Peace Corps volunteers, but also a lot of different organizations and entities. So I remember one of you said that you want to start a library. That would be a great resource. Things like that. Okay, yeah. I think that's
Thank
all.
you so much for your attention. And
Yes.
we really appreciate it. And I can't wait to get to meet everybody who I haven't spoken to in person yet. It's Senegal's coming up on us quickly. So we'll share more information, as Ramada said, in the upcoming weeks.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you for all the things that have been said, and to come back what all of you said, Ramata, Nia, about the resources, guys. If you find some resources, feel free to share it on the Fulbright app as well. Share it on the Fulbright app, the WhatsApp groups. And also another thing I wanted to insist on is the Fulbright app and the platform is for you guys. And we need to make it come alive. If you come across something that's interesting, I don't know, a beautiful picture that you want to share, you can definitely share it, because it's legacy that, upcoming cohorts can relate to when they
Yeah.
also when it's their time, it's time for them to actually leave their grind. And as we move forward through the rest of the year, I really encourage everyone to stay engaged openly, and keep on asking questions and share experiences like we did today, like we're going to do in the ETA seminar, and keep learning from each other. So the strength of this program really depends on, the collaboration and us, I mean, really having diverse perspectives. So really, I really hope that this workshop inspire new ideas and reaffirm really the commitment that you guys have to, I mean, we have, I include myself, to educational excellence and cross-cultural exchange. So really, in closing, I would like to thank our mentors. Big, big, big thank you. And also to all of you who participated in making this workshop possible. The energy that was here today, the dedication and willingness to really contribute are really what brings this program to life, and keep it going. So I wish you all a very productive, enriching and rewarding rest of the grant. So I hope that the conversation that we started here will keep on going a long way, long after today, and through the seminar and even after that. And really hope that the impact of your work, the work that you do, continue to resonate in classrooms and communities across the region. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
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 you so
you.
much.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
you.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.